What if the most broken parts of you could actually become your most beautiful? We're often told that trauma leaves us scarred and permanently damaged, a story of loss, of being less than we were. But what if that's only half the story? What if your deepest wounds, the very experiences that shattered your world, are the birthplace of your greatest strengths? We're taught to see trauma as a life sentence of pain. And let's be clear, traumatic events are devastating. The distress, the anxiety, the suffering, they're real and they shouldn't ever be minimized. The struggle is immense, and many people feel stuck, believing they're irreparably broken, defined forever by the worst thing that happened to them. But there's another side to this story. It's a shocking connection that can turn our understanding of suffering on its head. A scientifically studied phenomenon that shows how, after deep struggle, people don't just heal, they evolve. They don't just bounce back to who they were, they bounce forward into someone stronger. Imagine someone we'll call Alex. Alex had a life that felt stable and predictable, a good career, close friends, a clear path forward. Then in just a few months, it all fell apart. A sudden job loss, a long-term relationship ended. Alex felt like a plate dropped and shattered into 1,000 pieces. Days blurred into anxiety and numbness. It felt like the future was erased. This is the story of trauma we all know. The wound, the loss, the end. But Alex's story didn't end there. Because for millions who have faced immense adversity, the story doesn't end in the wreckage. It transforms. Why do some people who endure the unimaginable not only survive, but come out stronger than ever? The answer has a name: post-traumatic growth. Psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun coined the term in the 1990s to describe the positive psychological change that can follow a major crisis. The growth doesn't come from the event itself, but from the struggle with what comes after. It's not about pretending the pain isn't there. It's about transforming through it. Post-traumatic stress and post-traumatic growth can coexist. It's not a silver lining, it's a reconstruction. When your core beliefs about yourself and the world are shattered, you're forced to build something new in their place. And that's where the evolution begins. Researchers have found 5 key areas where this transformation tends to happen. The first is a greater appreciation for life. When you come face to face with loss, your perspective changes. The small moments you used to overlook suddenly feel vivid and precious. A sunrise, a quiet morning coffee, the simple fact of being alive. What was once ordinary becomes extraordinary. The second is stronger relationships. Trauma is a powerful filter. Superficial connections fall away, and the bonds that remain grow deep. You learn who truly stands with you. You learn empathy, not in theory, but in the bone-deep understanding of suffering. The third area is new possibilities. When your old path disappears, you start to see others you'd never noticed. For Alex, losing a career created space to explore a long-buried passion for teaching. The ending became an opening. This is the paradox of growth. When one door closes, entire hallways appear. The fourth domain is enhanced personal strength. When you survive something you thought would destroy you, it rewires your sense of self. It's the quiet realization, if I got through that, I can get through anything. This isn't arrogance, it's earned resilience. It's the kind of confidence that can't be taught, only forged. And finally, there's spiritual or existential change. You begin to ask deeper questions. What truly matters? What gives my life meaning? It's not always religious. It's about purpose and values and truth. These 5 domains aren't a checklist. They're a map, a guide to how human beings can grow through hardship and rebuild into something more. Let me pause and ask you something. Have you ever experienced growth after a difficult time? It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe just a small shift in how you see life. Share one way you became stronger in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Years later, Alex's life looks completely different. The scars are still there, but they tell a different story now. There's purpose, confidence, fulfillment. Like the Japanese art of Kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted. They become what makes the piece beautiful. The trauma is the break, healing is the lacquer, and the wisdom you gain, that's the gold. You aren't less because you broke. You are more because you rebuilt. So how do you begin to find that strength? First, acknowledge your feelings. Growth doesn't come from skipping pain. It comes from walking through it. Allow yourself to feel the anger, the grief, the confusion. Write it, speak it, share it. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the start of healing. Second, reframe your story. You can't change what happened, but you can change your relationship with it. You are not the passive victim of your story. You are the author, and this chapter isn't the end. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? How can I use this to help someone else? And third, lean on others. Reach out. Connection is medicine. When you share your story or support someone through theirs, your pain begins to take on purpose. The idea that pain can become strength isn't just hopeful, it's real. It doesn't erase what happened, but it honors what it took to survive. The cracks in your past don't make you less. They are proof that you are still here. And with time, reflection, and courage, those cracks can become veins of gold. You are not broken. You are becoming. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear that their story isn't over. And for a deeper dive into building resilience, check out the video on your screen now. Thank you for watching.